Like my old Yu-Gi-Oh career. Can't say that on.
Did you say Yu-Gi-Oh career?
Oh, I'll tell you about that afterwards.
Okay, let's
All right,
do
guys, opening set 12, Vicious Rejuvenation. Pretty excited about this set. We got a couple good archetypes in here that we're looking to expand upon. We got some of the pre-release pack, or like box topper packs that give us some access to some new archetypes. We got Mecha Frieza from the pre-order stuff, or the pre-release stuff. We got the reboot cards, which will open first here on the top. We got the revival pack. So this has a couple reprints in it, and then it also has a couple newer revived leaders, and then some new revived field spells to benefit some older archetypes. So we'll go ahead and crack that one open, and it's looking like we're going to get a reprint. So this is SS3 Tag Team Son Gohan. So it's a powerful reprint. Card was very expensive for a very long time. So we're going to go ahead and go through the box. I think we're obviously looking for secret rares, god packs, and the like. I think if we had a chase secret rare, it would be the new black secret rare, which is a board clear, and it's actually a negate on your opponent's turn, so it has a couple different uses there. As far as archetypes are concerned, there's the new Turles cards, there's the new Gogeta support, there's the black Gogeta support, so we got a lot of things here. We got some new super combos for every color as well. We have some launch support, and then we also have some of the older archetypes like Fusion Trunks or Future Trunks and Gogeta gaining support in there as well. And then Shroom and Salsa is another powerful black archetype. And so foil in every pack, we have the Tien Shinhan foil, which is a full art foil like all of them. And then we actually have our first SR of the box, the Paikuhan. I guess Paikon in the anime, but English is butchered as Paikuhan. So, yeah, I think they did that with Dr. Wheelo and Wiro and all that. They renamed him, or renamed him.
No, I like that. I like the we named.
Yeah, they took him from Wheelo to Wiro. Yeah, they spelled that one weird. So here's the actual Paikuhan leader. It's odd he's a blue leader, but they actually released a good amount of black Paikuhan support, but they additionally have some of the blue Paikuhan support, so that's going to be in there. There's a Lord Slug archetype in there in the green slot. And that's actually an interesting archetype. I think it's supposed to be mill. It allows you and your opponent to both draw cards, but it's probably a little resource inefficient because it's just going to give your opponent answers to your own board. We have another Parasitic Darkness Ball there. I think this set will actually round out the block and give us all the Sin Shenron and also the negative Dragon Ball support. And so then we have our rare and our foil here. And we have the Angela from the Slug support, and then the Temptation of the Mask, which is from the Saiyan Xeno support. So there's a Saiyan, or a Xeno Gogeta in there that allows you to Union Fusion from the Warp, which is pretty powerful. So we got some of the new Unisons as well. Got another of the green super combos. I think this is just the basic draw one. I think every single color got a new draw super combo, just another basic one, 0 for 10k, and then they also got a new one to go with Rejuvenate. So we actually have our second secret rare, or second super rare of the box. We have the SS3 Gogeta, which is one of those cards that I was mentioning. It allows you to Union Fusion from the Warp, and it actually takes cards from your Warp and puts them in the drop area from there. So it actually saves you resources in hand and allows you to play powerful fusion cards. So we got another of the new Unisons there. Like I was mentioning, we have the rest of the Sin Shenron and the Omega Shenron support, the Shadow Dragons there, and I think this rounds out the block, and then it also rounds out the entire archetype. So we have another rare there from Turles, Fruit of the Tree of the Might, and then another of the full art foils there. The Turles is an interesting archetype. It actually plays a field spell into your opponent's side of the field and actually has some powerful interactions with that. That's the first time we've seen a card like that. We've seen cards play things on your opponent's side of the field before, but I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like that interacts so powerfully. And so we have some of the blue Paikuhan support, and we actually have another of the black super rares in the box. This is a very powerful one, the Dark Mask King. And so, wow, a lot of the super rares front-loaded in the box. We're still looking to get some SPRs, and we're obviously looking to get either that God Pack or one of the powerful secret rares in the set. So we got one of the new Vekus there for some more Gogeta fusion type things. We got the Dark King's Flash. This is a very interesting card. It actually is a hard counter to the Shadow Dragons. It allows you to basically shut off the opponent's leader ability. So later in the game, you can kind of chain that and shut off their entire game plan. And we got another rare there and a full art foil. The Soul Cleansing Machine there is for the Janemba support. This card as well, it supports the older Janemba crit Janemba archetype. So rather than the milling Janemba archetype from set 5, we have some of the different swarm the board and crit. So we have a foil of that Dark King's Flash I was talking about, and a wings for the slug archetype there. I think the slug cards, while the leader is kind of a weird addition to the entire archetype, I think a lot of the new cards can mix well with the old green and the yellow support. And then additionally, I think something very powerful with the entire set, or with that entire archetype, is that you can mix it with the Draft Box 6 slug to prevent them from drawing cards. So it looks like we have our first SPR, the Paikuhan, I believe this is the same one, yeah, it matches the SR that we pulled earlier there, and then we have another foil right there. So we'll pull this Paikuhan, the SPR, to the front there. Allow everyone to look at that. So here we go. So we have some gravy, and I think poutine is the other one for the Shroom and Salsa support. So the Shroom and Salsa leader is actually a very interesting leader, and it's a Demon Realm race, I think, or I think that's what the actual archetype is, and it basically is synergy for that entire archetype. And so while it doesn't have a lot of individually powerful cards, it has a ton of synergy because a lot of those cards have been released, I think, starting in set 4, and then set 6 and 7 had a couple. And so we see that Shroom there, and we see the leader there, but the actual archetype itself has had a lot of support. And so we have our first foil leader, and then one of those Janemba rares that I was talking about. So you can see it has that critical ability, which is always powerful. And the entire chain basically specializes around summoning cards for very low cost and continuing to attack for crit. And a couple more other cards here. We got another of the Dragon Ball, or the Shadow Dragon Balls there. I think this one is for Nuova Shenron. I got to learn all the names. And so you know what? That makes it a lot easier. So we have another SR, the Nuova Shenron. This is a very interesting one. It actually has an ability that every turn it can burst 2 and summon another Shadow Dragon from the drop area. So you can use that to summon the 4-drop Sin Shenron, kind of start the chain from a different method rather than the 1-drop. Just another free form of support there. So we have the poutine from that Shroom and Salsa archetype there. Keep going through. We have the Wheast Leader. So this is another new generic yellow leader. Actually has a very powerful advantage engine, and it synergizes like the old Gohan leader. It synergizes with skillless battle cards, and so it actually gains advantage from comboing with them. And so it allows you to just kind of play the generic yellow archetype, yellow good stuff archetype that has been kind of prevalent in DBS pretty much every other set. We also have Mecha Frieza competing for that, powerful yellow leader slot. So we'll kind of see how those two interact. And so we actually have a rare and a foil rare, same thing right there. And that's more the Shroom and Salsa archetype there. I don't think, again, that archetype has a ton of super powerful individual support, but just because there's so much overall synergy in the game and going through the older sets, it kind of has a place. And so we have a vanilla there, and then a Turles 4-drop rare there. And then, so this is Rejuvenation. The Rejuvenation part gets its name because a big theme in this set is flipping life face up, adding life, from your deck or your hand to your life, and just kind of interacting in that way. I think there's a new keyword called Rejuvenation, which is only on Unison cards. It allows you to remove a certain number of counters and then add cards to your life. So that's the first form of life gain or heal or anything like that. I think a lot of people expected it on Namekian archetypes, but we never actually saw that specifically with a Piccolo. There is a Cell and Frieza Unison. I think there's a Red Piccolo, a King Piccolo Unison that has the keyword on it. But it's not fully a Namekian thing. It's just kind of a general Rejuvenate Unison thing. So we have a foil Gogeta there, and then we have one of the King Piccolos I just mentioned. This is a big archetype that actually revolves around flipping your life face up and then knowing what's in your life so that you can pick certain cards out. A lot of the archetypes as well that have the turning life face up ability like that will either have abilities to take specific life or to kind of replace it. And so the idea is you can kind of tutor your hand both from your life and from anything that you actually can search out from deck. So I think we should be getting at least another SR and SPR, assuming we don't have one of the secret rares or god packs in the box. And that's it. So that's this launch leader. This is an interesting leader, actually, because it flips back and forth, kind of like you'd expect launch to do from the anime show. You know, go from naughty to nice or angry to happy in an instant. And her whole idea is she flips back and forth. So she actually has the same power on the front and the back side, which is kind of a weakness, but assuming she's powerful enough, she should have a place. And so it looks like we have our second SPR there, the SS3 Gogeta. So I think we actually pulled, yep, we pulled the SS or the SR version of that. And then our foil is also an SS3 Son Gohan. So a couple more packs in here. I think we'll get at least another SR. I don't know if once you get the 2 SPRs, you can still pull another secret rare, but obviously we're hoping to get that value. We got the blue super combo there. We got the Lord Slug Leader. And we got another of the Janemba foils. And yellow Vegeta rare there. There's actually a bunch of cards in the set, this one included, that have abilities that interact with counter skills. Quite a bit of them. And they're fairly efficiently costed. Things like warping cards from your opponent's hand, critting your opponent damage, which is obviously incredibly powerful, killing battle cards, or anything along the likes when your opponent activates a counter. Some of them very specifically on their attack, and then others just in general has the general auto or permanent ability to kind of interact with those counters. So it looks like we have another foil leader, and we have the Nuova Shenron, so more support for that Shadow Dragon's archetype. And finally, we have our last pack right here. Okay, hoping for something good.
Come on, you can do it. I believe.
I'm less hopeful, but, you know, he always believes. Okay, we got a foil there, and just a rare Beerus.
Hey, Rearbis.
All right, not too bad. A couple good-looking SPRs, you know, a couple really good SRs, both Shadow Dragon support, and then some of the new black support there, and then a powerful reprint, which we actually will use in some of the Dark Broly decks. It goes in Vegex occasionally. It's basically anything summoning for free in a black deck is real powerful, allows you to swarm the board. Any comments, John? Anything?
You know, I like the shininess. I like how... I like the foiling. I like Dragon Ball. I like you. I like all of our friends on the internet. Smooches.